So awesome. Welcome for Friday recovery. So we're laying long eyes on our roller and just all the way from your sacrum up to your neck. Your head should rest on the top. And we're going to reach those hands, one over the head, reach for the floor, and then switch. I call this the toy soldier, but switch. So your thumb will hit the floor above your head. And if you don't hit the floor, no worries. Just go as far as you can. And we're inhaling deep. Exhale and switch. Good, 2 more. You've been sitting a long time or driving or cycling. This is a great way to start opening up the shoulders. Go ahead and bring your arms above your chest. And now we're going to grab a pair of ghost handles. So they don't exist, but as if you were grabbing some handles, I want you to reach down, press the ground with your elbows, pressing as hard as you can for 3, 2, 1, and release. And now just let those arms all the way out to the side, palms up. Just let gravity pull your chest open, your arms down, your shoulders down. And you could even kind of squeeze your glutes, tucking your tailbone onto the lower back onto the roller, just adding a little activation of your abdomen. Big breath here. Every time we breathe, you're going to get a little more opening in that chest. So one more big breath. And then just slide your hands down to your side. And we're going to do the snow angels. So trying to keep your hands on the ground as you reach overhead and all the way down. If you can keep your hands on the ground, try to keep your forearms on the ground. Good. So there's a lot of shoulder mobility here. Inhale up, exhale down. And just feel the chest and the shoulders muscles as they slowly work. Inhale it up. And exhale down. Nice and relaxed. And let's go ahead and roll off to one side. And come up to seated. And this way we'll adjust, bringing our roller back to hot tub position. And now Marty, you have a short one. You can still do this. So we're perpendicular to your spine and bringing it just beneath your shoulder blades. Good. Bring those elbows up, hands behind your head, and then just lift those hips and roll gently up and down, kind of to the lower ribs, and then up above your shoulders, and the lower ribs, and up above the shoulders. Just whatever feels good. With foam rolling, if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Okay, don't think, oh, it'll eventually get better. Some things never get better. So if it hurts, don't do it. And now that you felt this, go ahead and find one spot that feels tight. All right, not painful, but just tight. And go ahead and set your hips down, and we'll just kind of breathe into it. So I listened to an amazing podcast about breathing last week. And one thing I didn't really realize, or maybe I learned but forgot, was about how our breathing, our lungs actually expand more into our back than they do in the front. And a lot of times when we're rolling on our back, you're starting to feel that pressure. It's your lungs trying to expand and your diaphragm. So, all right. So I guess I'm saying is if you feel a pain or tightness, we're not going to fix it because our lungs are always going to expand in the back. From here, let's just gently bring those knees to the right, and you're kind of bringing that foam roller under your right armpit. All right, and keep your hips down, but we're just going to kind of slide up and down, an inch down and up, and finding anything that feels tense. This is where your lat, your latissimus dorsi, and your deltoids, and your serratus anterior, all these smaller muscles meet onto your shoulder blade. And it feels intense. So if it's painful, move the roller up or down, okay? Reach back and then come back to your side. And one more time, reach back. Now shoulder mobility is important for back health. If you feel low back pain, It could be because your shoulders are not very mobile. So good. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Come all the way through center. Tilt your knees to the left. And again, just kind of up and down, finding a space that feels, I don't know, like you're relieving pressure, but you're not inviting pain. Good. And good, settling on a space, kind of the lower part of your shoulder blade, below your armpit, and just reach back. It's a bit of a thoracic mobility. And slowly close the book. Bring that arm all the way down to your side. And open. And reach back. And notice any difference between left and right. I definitely have a tighter side, having dealt with injury. And release. And let's go ahead and come all the way back up to seated. Now I'm going to switch out because I like a harder roller for my glutes. So I'm going to switch to the smaller one here. But let's have a seat on your roller. Go ahead and tense your fingers. Good. And we'll just roll from the top of your sacrum to the bottom of your sits bones. Just rolling those glutes and the sacrum. Good. And feeling some recovery on a Friday. It's nice to take time out for you, just 15 or 20 minutes. All right, now we're gonna tilt those knees to the right. So we're gonna start on the right side. And we'll do both. So if you wanna go straight to this position, you can, it's a little more intense. We'll start here if you'd like to start here. And we'll just roll down and up. Hi, Elise, roll down and up. Good, rolling down. And now find a spot that feels a little sore. Like I've got a little spot here, and I just want you to roll back and forth, left to right. Good. My little threes, good. And then same thing, but go ahead and now and lift that right heel onto your left knee. Then we'll roll up and down, finding some tension right, pretty close to where the edge of your glute is, also known as the butt crack. But your piriformis is really close there. And let's go ahead and tilt back and forth, and back, forth, back, and forth. Now we'll try to hit the gluteus medius and minimus a little more just by tilting that right knee down towards the ground. So we're more on the side of our glutes. And feel any tension, just gonna roll through. Another option down the road is to grab a ball, like a softball size ball, and do some release using the ball. It's a little more intense than the roller. All right, let's release that side and come on to the other side. So left side, tilt those knees to the left. Connecting with the breath here. And trying to breathe deep, but breathing long on the way out. It's the exhale that helps us calm our blood pressure, bring down our blood pressure and our heart rate, and it activates our parasympathetic system. All right, bring your left ankle over your right knee and just rolling up and down. Finding anything that feels tight, you can roll left to right. And then finally, we're going to tilt down so that knee points down to the ground. Some deeper gluteus medius and minimus. All right. And we'll finish with that. Okay. Let's go ahead and take that out from underneath us. And let's start off on, actually on our feet into a kind of a deep squat. So the idea here is we're going to stretch our Achilles and our calves as we're on our toes, knees just slightly outside of your hips. Yep. And it's you're just kind of resting there. So it's more of like you're just trying to get a little more stretch to those heels down to the floor. So you could lean onto that left foot a little more, come back through center, and then lean on the right foot a little more, and come back through center. You can touch the ground, you don't have to balance. That's good. Yep, and if that Go ahead and then move your leg outside one more, so a little wider. We'll just get a little deeper. It's a little wider stance, heels towards the ground. Good, we're just gonna roll side. You got it, and center, and side, and center. Good, you got it. And you're just, I know it can be intense on the hips, so if this is too much, we could certainly do a different way, but we're trying to just get some more stretch in that Achilles. And let's go one more, left and right. And release. Go ahead and bring your knees to the ground. Woo, that's kind of intense. All right, and let's come into a stretch for our feet. We're gonna bring our toes underneath our, so you're gonna, kind of toes are underneath. And I know if you're wearing shoes, you might wanna take them off. It might be too hard. All right. Bring the feet together. So they're not necessarily hip width apart, you're kind of together. And all of my toes are touching the mat. We're gonna sit up, nice and tall. Hips are on your heels. You're gonna feel a lot of intense feelings. We're stretching the feet, kind of a flexion. And just go ahead and breathe. 5 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Starting to feel some intensity in the shins. Let's breathe. You know, if you need to take a break earlier, just take a break. Just come out of it. 3 more breaths. It's very intense now. I'm fighting it. 2 more breaths. So if you're feeling it, you're not the only one. And release. 1 more breath. Hold on for 1 more. And release. Bring your hands to the ground and take your toes out from under and you just kind of kick them back and forth. And shake them side to side. And now we'll do a counter stretch for the front of the shin. So we're going to tent our fingers behind our back and gently lift your knees off the ground. So we're on the tops of our feet. Now, if this doesn't feel good, you could just stay here. That's fine. You're still stretching. That's good. Chest is up. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly come back to your knees. All right. Different stretch we don't do very often. So let's slide onto our bum, bringing those knees to the left in a 90-90 position. And Joanna, I know we did this earlier. We'll do it 1 more version. So left leg out 90 degrees, parallel with the mat. And so right leg as I'm facing you, and left leg is parallel with the side of your mat, toes are flexed. And my knee does not touch the ground. So it's okay if your knee touches the ground, mine does not, it won't. But I can press my knee down a little. Same thing, you're gonna press this knee down as well. So pressing into the ground. And go ahead and reach slightly forward, hinging from the hips. We're striving to keep our sit bones down. It's not always possible, but you're trying. Yeah, you got it, good. Nice deep breath as we reach forward. So I feel a deep stretch in my hip on this leg and the outer hip on this leg. 1 more big stretch. And release. Oh, great. Slowly bring it back up. We're gonna switch sides. Good, nice. So this was born from a deer posture, which I learned from taking yoga. And let's adjust it a little. So we've got this knee here. Again, my knee is really high because I'm pretty tight in the hips. And then on the outer side, we'll try to keep this knee level with our hip and nice and straight here. Pressing both knees into the ground, which mine does not hit. And you could gently start to hinge forward. Good. So again, I feel a deep internal stretch on the leg that's back and a mild stretch on the leg that's forward. Just hinging from those hips for 3, 2, 1, and slowly come on up. Great. And let's come all the way to a tabletop position now. And from here, we're gonna just bring that right leg back, and then, so strong back, and then across the left and touch down. Good. Now bump your hips to the right, and then you could gently walk your hands to the left as you look back at your foot. So hips to the right, look to the left for 3, 2, 1, and come back through center, and we'll do the other side. So extend that left leg straight, across to the right, set it down. Good, bump those hips to the left as we gently walk our hands across to look at our foot for 4, 3, 2, 1, come back through center. All right. Now we're gonna bring our right leg forward. So I might just actually sit up and step forward. Bringing it wide to the edge of your mat, hands come down, and feel free to move your back knee as needed. All right, from here, turn that front foot out 45 degrees. Roll to the outer edge of your foot, flexing your toes. And bring your hand to the inside of the knee here, and you can gently apply pressure. There you go, perfect. Now that could be intense, that's okay, you can stay there. Nice work. You could find some movement, just swinging left to right, find a little more stretch if you'd like to just move left to right. You guys look great, good Joanna, that's awesome. And good. Now last point here is you could reach back, a little advanced stretch, but with your right leg out, you could reach back with the right hand for your left heel for a big quadricep stretch. If you're like, nope, not possible, then don't do it. We'll do it something different. It's okay. And release. Switch sides. Great work, you guys. Come on back to tabletop. Bring in our left leg forward. And move that knee back if needed. Gently bring your left foot out 45-degree angle. Just make sure that knee is over the ankle. And you could gently apply a little pressure, pushing that knee out. Or you could just rock side to side, finding some movement here, customizing this to make it your own. Good. You could even twist to look over your left shoulder. That will give us a bit of a stretch in the hip. That's good. An option to reach for your back foot if you would like to for a deeper quadricep stretch. And release. Good. Hands back down. Coming back to tabletop, and let's bring our knees apart. Toes to touch. Child's pose. Reach long with those hands, reach back with the hips. Staying in this position, slowly slide your right arm beneath your left, shoulder and ear to the ground on the right. Palm faces up. Deep breath in. Relax your jaw on the way out. Slowly switch sides, and we'll do the other side. So slide the left arm under, left shoulder, left ear to the ground. Deep breath in, and relax your forehead on the way out. Slowly come back through center. And let's make our way onto our back for our final stretch. Okay. And so what we'll do is our right knee towards your right shoulder. We'll come into a modified pretzel and then a full pretzel if you'd like to. Take your left hand and guide your knee across your body. Good, right arm comes out to the side, eyeballs to the right. And full pretzel, you could reach down with your right hand for your left foot and make contact holding your foot. It's a deep lumbar stretch. If that doesn't feel good, just go back to the modified pretzel, the full twist. Keep your shoulders grounded. One more deep breath. Exhale, thinking about one thing you're grateful to do. Slowly release. Come back through center. And enjoy the sensations there as we come through the last time. Opposite, so left knee to the left shoulder. And gently guide that left knee across your body. And then option to full pretzel, reach down for your right foot. Keep the shoulders grounded. And big inhale on each exhale. Search for gratitude for something you have. Feel the tension release from your shoulders into your mat, into the ground. Release. And finish right here with just 2 deep, even breaths. Big inhale. Exhale long. Release your knee tension in your shoulders and your neck. Let it roll into your mat. One more inhale. Feel the ground holding you up. And exhale. Wiggling your fingers and your toes as we start to come back up. You can roll to the side as you push up into seated. If you have time to lay there longer, feel free. Thank you so much. My gratitude was that I have you on a Friday to look forward to seeing. So thanks for